Hi everybody, Dave from Song here, and today we're going to talk about reading. When you're playing the violin and you want to be able to read music, play different pieces, you have to be able to figure out this language that we use on music paper. You know, we use the staff and there are lines and spaces and there are little balls, little notes, right, that go in the spaces and on the lines that tell you how to play the notes on your instrument. So, first thing we need to know are our open strings. So we know our open strings on the violin are G for the lowest one, D, and then A, E as we go higher, right? So this is what they look like in music. These are very important to remember because, you know, your open strings are kind of your home base. You don't need to add any fingers, you just play the note and it makes it sound. It's very important to really know your open strings. If you can memorize them, that's fantastic. Flashcards are really helpful for that. Write them on a flashcard. Oh, that's a G. Oh, that's a D. And so you get to know those really well because after that, you can kind of just use those as your landmarks to figure out the rest of the notes. For instance, here are all the G string notes. So when you want to add more notes on a particular string, you add your fingers. You get no fingers for G, 1 finger for A, 2 fingers for B, 3 fingers for C. So a lot of you are already going to know this, but I'm going to offer you up some tricks for faster reading. So those are the G string notes, right? These are the D string notes. These are the A string notes. These are the E string notes. So let's take a look at some different combinations of notes. So here are all the first finger notes. Okay, so what do we notice about these notes? One thing I might point out is that you'll notice that all of these first finger notes are on a line. That's something to remember. If it's on a line, it might be a first finger note. So here are the second finger notes. They're all in spaces. So open strings and second finger notes are in spaces. And then let's take a look at the third finger notes. So those are on the line. So we've got our first finger notes and our third finger notes on lines. So that's a really useful thing to remember. So it's kind of like the lines are the odd numbers and the spaces are the even numbers. All of these notes are two either lines or spaces away from each other. So you'll see like our open strings, G, and then you would have another space above that, and then the space above that, right underneath the bottom line, is our D. And then same thing from there, you go up to a space, and then up to the next space, and we get A. And then from A, up to the next space, up to the next space, you get E. Same is true with our first finger notes. So you see the first line, first finger on the G string, and then we go up a line, and we get to E. Up a line, we get to B. Up a line, we get to F. So that's our first finger kind of just jumping across the strings. Same is true for our second finger. B, and then F, and then C, and then G. So now the other thing to remember with learning all of these fingers and notes and stuff is that it's basically just some quick math. It's, you add one or take away one, and that gets you a different note, right? So like, for instance, our open G, add one above G is A, right? Our musical alphabet only goes to G, right? So then once you go past that, you get back to A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Big circle. Let's say we're playing our first finger on the A string with B, right? So let's say we want to play a note higher than that. So we know it'll be a C, right? Because C is one higher than B. And we know that we're going to need to add our second finger because 2 fingers is one higher than 1. So it's just these little things that you have to kind of just keep in your mind as you're looking at music. I know it's a lot to see, so it's easy to get confused and overwhelmed. But if you just think back to these basic principles, it'll help a lot with the reading. So I hope this helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that bell to turn the notifications on.